From KMUW Wichita,
from Toronto, Ontario,
and from Armilla, Spain,
this is You're Saying It Wrong. Let's talk words. Hello, Kathy and Ross. We had so much fun with abbreviations last time around that we've unabbreviated that segment, and we are going to do some more in this episode. But we do have a few things to take care of. First one is a listener email.
Yes. There was a listener, Ed in Vancouver, wrote,
Hi, Ed.
Asking, Hi, Ed, in Vancouver. A friend recently said, the sooner the better to me. I thought about it later. I just retired from teaching ESL for 30 plus years. Congratulations, Ed. And articles are always difficult for students whose languages don't have them. One thing I taught was the article must be followed by a noun or adjective. Adjective noun?
Adjectival noun.
Adjectival noun. That's what, thank you. I was like, my brain farted. In the sooner the better, the is not followed by a noun. At least I haven't figured out what a sooner is.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of this
Oklahoma,
the? That's right. Similar to Hoosier from another state. What is the purpose of this the, and what is it if not an article?
This was a really good question. Do you have any ideas, Fletcher, or not?
Let me think for just a second.
We should have the Jeopardy sound.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay. So, wait. I was going to just basically elongate that sentence, but I'm still not sure it makes a difference. I was going to say, okay, what it really means is the sooner this happens, the better it is, right?
Right, it does. That you're getting onto it. That's exactly the clue.
How does that I guess fit in with what he's asking, which is where are those nouns? Okay,
let's go first of all. The sooner it happens. Okay, what is sooner in that sentence? Let's make it easy. The sooner you do it.
It's tough though to figure it out in your head for some reason.
It is.
I'm finding reading it makes it easier.
Yeah, write it down, Fletcher. The sooner it happens. We can just do the better is the same thing. This better is the second half of the same idea. The sooner it happens. What role is sooner playing in that little sentence? Or in that clause? Phrase.
I don't know how to express that.
Okay, what is it happens? What part of speech is happens or doing? What is it? The sooner it happens, the sooner you do it. It's modifying do, right? Or happen, right?
Sooner happens sooner.
Okay, doing, to do or to happen are both verbs. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what modifies verbs?
Adjectives?
Adverbs,
right, yes.
Adjectives modify nouns.
Right. That's what you meant.
Okay.
Yes.
Fletcher has a cold, everybody, so he's forgiven for that, okay?
So basically you have here, this sooner is an adverb, right? Because it's modifying the sooner you do it, the sooner it happens, the better it will be, or the better. Okay, so we have an adverb modifying a verb. Now, in grammar, when you modify an adverb, you have another adverb. So in this sentence here, isn't that fun? So in this sentence here, the sooner it happens, implied it happens, the better implied it will be, is the thes in both cases are adverbs, modifying another adverb.
What?
That's your grammatical lesson of the day.
Oh my gosh.
And now let's take a second for our brains to stop exploding and calm down.
Now,
that's wild. Okay.
Isn't it? And in some
you would never have said off the top of your head that the was an adverb.
I didn't.
Would you? I wouldn't have.
I didn't say it even after repeated grilling by the two of you.
Because I had the first thing you think of how Ed did it. I think he's right. You go sooner. That's not a noun. What is it? Right. And you're thinking of it as like a separate little thing. It doesn't make any sense, but that makes sense.
Yeah. almost like we're
It
looking in
does
the
make
wrong
sense,
place.
but not really.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the
No,
way
it's
you
still
guys
like kind of
described
like
it.
Wonderlands. I don't know. It's
Oh yeah.
still kind of like, you know.
Well, the problem with English really is we have all these terms, adverb, adjective, and all that, but we're shoving these sentences in, and we're shoving these
Mm,
words into sentences, and it doesn't strictly apply. Like we have another example for adjectives. The New Oxford English Dictionary defined the in this sentence. What's the matter? Call the doctor. Now, you look at the doctor, what's the matter? Call the doctor. And you're going to say, well, it's an article, the doctor. They argue here, in this case, the denotes, quote, one or more people or things already mentioned or assumed. So they're saying the is an adjective. It's modified doctor.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. I really cannot.
I don't either. I think it's like call that doctor, and it's like a determinative. You call it a determiner. But these guys, and I think Kathy is right, and I think a lot of other people are right in saying it's not technically an adjective, but a very authoritative dictionary called it an adjective. And I think herein is the key aspect of English. Who knows?
Or woo.
But I kind of like. But I have to say,
I can't handle it.
I like the sooner as that analysis of the sooner. I think that's sort of fun, actually.
I guess one other thing it tells us about English is that it's really easy to argue about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Very good.
Yes.
Wow.
I really have a problem with that, though. Adjective, the.
And here's another fun, capricious English. We have another email from Hill in New Orleans.
Hill.
Hill is what we have here. I'm
Very
confused, and I hope you can help. My problem, oh gosh, the verb awake. I wake up in the morning. I awaken in the morning. Fletcher?
That was it.
If you're awake, Fletcher, can you answer this?
I am half awake. I did have to awaken my child to get her off to school this morning. Awaken? Did I? I did have to wake her up anyway. I have no idea what's going on here. There can't be. It seems like one is maybe like an old version of something. Maybe awaken is old.
Ooh, wow, Fletcher. Okay, the thing here is awake and awaken are two different verbs. People assume that awaken is a form of awake, but they're not different tenses of the same verb. Awake is a verb meaning to rise from sleep.
Okay.
And awaken is a verb that means to rise from sleep.
But they're not the same. Oh,
no.
So
let's see Fletcher now parse. Let's go see Fletcher get these.
What?
Let's do this. Let's do this fun one. Let's do the past tense of each one.
Fun for whom, Ross?
I'm like rubbing my hands here. Okay, the past tense, Fletcher, for awake and awaken.
Okay, awake, awoke.
Good.
Okay, awaken, awakened.
Very good. Kath, do you want to get him on the next one?
Past participle.
Also, let me say, I would not say that Cthulhu awoke. I would say that Cthulhu awakened or was awakened.
That's
yes.
Okay.
I think awakened has a better like ooh sound. It sounds a little more heavy, if you will. Okay.
Past participle, which was like I had done this. Is that right?
Or was?
She was.
Awoken.
Good.
Awoken?
Yes.
Ooh.
And I think the other one. I think the other one is probably still just awakened, right?
Yes.
Whoa!
Wow. Now, that one really gets me. I don't think I would ever say. It sounds awkward. Awoken. I know it's correct, but would you ever use it? Either of you?
I was awoken
I was awoken
by a crash. Yeah, I mean, like, no, I would say like the crash woke me up, but
yeah, that's what I would say too.
But I don't think it's like super awkward. I think it.
I just would never say it. That's all. I just don't think I'd ever say it.
Sounds a little odd. Yeah, she was awoke. Did you have this? Ross' dad used to always yell at me about saying "woke up." He always
he
said
did me
there's
too.
no such. It's not woke up. You too? This is driving me crazy. I was always like, "Yeah, it is, Dad." I used to fight. I was like, "Yeah, it is." I can say woke up.
It's so funny you say that, Kathy. It's so funny you say that because I look at we're running woke up, and I always say woke up. But I always go like, I shouldn't say woke up. I do. It's like
I know. Dad said I shouldn't say it.
It's absolutely fine by now. Where did these? So they're two different verbs. Where did they come from? Because it's weird if they came from the exact same like origin, and then developed alongside each other. So do you know where each one of them came from? So
you're saying like, okay, so where did awaken come from versus wake? Awaken comes from what is it? Awaken in Old English, which means to spring, is an intransitive verb to spring into being. And then, interestingly enough, the rousing from sleep comes from the 1500s. I didn't know that. Did you?
Yeah, it's pretty late. No,
but they
I
both
did
come.
not.
But they both
go.
Oh, go, Kath. You know this too. They both come from the same root.
The OED. The OED is saying the form history got complicated because the two wake, awaken, and awoken got all kind of muddled.
Yeah.
All those three.
Which
makes sense.
They might have meant different things in the first place, but eventually they sort of all gelled together, became to mean the same thing.
They come from the same exact Proto-Indo-European root, obviously, as well.
They do, yeah.
But one was maybe like just waking up, as we say now, and another one was maybe springing into being, and then over time they sort of just both ended up meaning waking up.
Well, the one interesting thing is the causative sense of waking someone up comes from the 1300s. The rousing from sleep and awaken comes from the 1500s, which is interesting. So I think, Fletcher, your theory is correct, probably. I mean, they kind of got mushed up over the years.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
The weird thing is that we use both. That like I would think by now we kind of like stick with one and be done with the other, but we can't decide, I guess.
Yeah. Although I'm just trying to think how often I would have made that. I mean, how often do you use awaken versus awake? How often do I use either? I'm just honestly trying to think.
I have to wake up tomorrow early. I don't think I ever say awaken except I would do
I always say wake up or woke up.
Woke up.
I think I would do it poetically. I think I would do it if I were writing, like
that's what I think
type of thing.
Yeah. But
like
what would you
do? Novel.
But what would you do for the past participle? What would you say?
I was
that's
woked.
funny. That's funny. I was
awakened.
Honestly, I would probably say I was woken. Would I say I was woken up? That seems weird.
I was woken up. I think I might say I was woken up, even though it sounds wrong. I think I might, though, actually.
I might.
Yeah, I was woken up by the dog. Yeah.
It's not correct, but I think I would say it too. That's what I was thinking. It's really weird. That is really interesting. I was woken up yesterday.
I might say I was awakened. I was awakened
by the dog. What I would say is
I was awakened by the dog.
No. I mean, I would say the dog woke me up is what I would say.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I think I would also say I was woken up by the dog. I think I might. Yeah.
I think I might
wrongly, but colloquially.
Yeah.
But that's really interesting because we're all three of us are basically agreeing we might use the wrong tense, we might use the wrong form of a verb, which is really interesting. And I think would too.
It's good. I think it's English in action.
But what I'm wondering about, actually, when you said that, though, I'm actually wondering, will that end up becoming possibly correct? It's really interesting. We have three people, different areas of the world, and we're all saying woken up as possibly a usage.
Oh, I think there's no question that that's going to become the going term. I actually do. I'm not saying that.
I'm just going to look up woken up right now as we speak.
It's easier. It's clean. It makes me happy. I think it's a good choice. I do.
I like it too. What's also interesting, if we heard somebody say some of these words, it might seem a little odd, just maybe a little stuffy. But if we read any of these versions of waking, or awakened, awoken, whatever, we wouldn't think anything of it. I mean, we would just
hold off here.
We wouldn't be confused or anything. It's just interesting.
No, we would not.
Hold off, everyone. Stop everything. Merriam-Webster has woken
up is right.
Is correct.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like correct. Not even like a begrudging.
No, they have it as correct. So does Cambridge. So let's belay that. Let's belay that whole aspect here. We all have been proven wrong.
Or right.
Yes.
Or
that's
right.
true.
I prefer to think we're right. Yeah. Awakened is more formal, woken up more common.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So
this makes me happy.
Yes. So moving along, we're going to go back to our quiz.
Back to our abbreviations.
Yes. And the first one is
right.
The first one is, Kath, do you want to read it?
RX. As in prescription.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, great. This is something I want to know about. I never have understood.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
I assume it's some Latin words or a truncated Latin word, but
but when in doubt, isn't it always?
Yes, basically.
That's why we have Ross here. Okay, what is RX most related to?
Yeah.
1, an abbreviation of recipe, as in a compounded batch of ingredients.
Ooh, good.
2, a straight abbreviation and clipping of prescription. 3, a medieval abbreviation of remedium, remedy, with the X replacing the full remedium to make writing simpler, a la the brevigraph we spoke of last week.
Oh, brevigraph is like when you change a letter.
Yeah,
you change a letter so you can make it quicker to write for the scribes.
Yeah. I like the one about recipe. I like the one about mixing things together.
You got it, Fletcher. You did very well. The R stands for the Latin recipe, which means to take. Recipe, take. And that would, take whatever, 2 aspirins or whatever. The slash was interesting. We were talking about slashes last week as in, AC, etc. The slash used to be stuck through a letter to indicate that it's the R or the letter in case is an abbreviation. So we have R abbreviation.
And then there's so it's an R, and then on the tail of the R is the little slash through it. And so it looks like X. Now a lot of times we just write the letters RX.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. But it was originally a slash through the letter. And it's really...
Because I always thought that slash through the letter was just fancy.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was just made it look nice.
Oh, that's really interesting, Kat.
Yeah.
No, it's
I'm sorry,
definitely...
go on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's okay. No, it definitely means what you got it perfectly. You did very well.
Great.
I was just going to say in Spanish, when you ask for a prescription, it's receta, which is also the word for a recipe.
Yeah.
So when you go to the farmacia, you ask for your receta, but you ask for, if you go to your cookbook, you're looking at a receta. So that's the same thing.
That's what I was going to say. What really gets me is the cookbook medical sort of, overlap, which is really, as a kid, that always sort of got me. But but a lot of times when you get we sell early printed books, and a lot of times early printed books they'll be recipe books literally, and they'll have all sorts of, how to make duck soup, but also how to cure chilblains or something. So it's connected in that sense. And then we got kind of more technically happy, keep these things apart. But in the old days, a lot of times books would have both in them.
Weren't recipes called receipts as well?
Yes. The receipt books were very common in the 1800s, 1700s. And they were basically, a lot of times they would be having turtle soup next to guitar, cures or whatever. So. Okay, the next one is SPA, S-P-A. No period, nothing. Okay.
Okay.
Is SPA an abbreviation or acronym from the Latin salus per aquam, health by water? From the Latin again, adspargo, meaning to moisten with drops. Initially, spar, and then the R was dropped. From the Walloon, Espa, spring or fountain, by way of the Belgian town Spa. This is a toughie.
That is a toughie. I guess I'm gonna do the one about the Belgian town, because I did always think it was related to a town, but I may be thinking of things like Bath, which is also a town. But I'm sticking with that. I think it's the Belgian one. I didn't think it was like an abbreviation of multiple words.
You're right.
Okay.
We tried, Ross. We tried.
We did.
Yes, it's from a health resort in eastern Belgium, known since the 14th century, that features mineral springs believed to have curative properties, and it came from the Walloon Espa, meaning spring or fountain. That's a shame.
It is. It's
Damn
interesting. We were talking about Spain. I was thinking, what's the Spanish word? They use el spa sometimes, but they also use el balneario, which is the most common direct translation of it. So like it would be the same sort of deal. I would have guessed spa too, I think, unfortunately, Kath. We shouldn't have done this one. I'm upset.
No.
Okay, let's do another.
I blame you,
then.
Ross.
You picked this.
I know I did.
Yeah, let's pick. I'm gonna jump ahead because maybe we'll get them on this one. Then we can go backwards. Okay, OZ. What does ounce as abbreviated OZ derive from? 1, from the medieval Latin word bronzium, bronze, later contracted and referring to the 16th part of a large bronze coin. 2, a Latin word uncia or uncia, meaning 12th part.
That's where inch comes from.
From the French onze, 11, coming from the Old French, which itself derives from the Latin word unidecim or unidecim.
Okay, I know that
16,
uncia.
12, and 11.
Yeah. Well, you would expect it to be the 16 amongst those. Maybe inch and ounce come from the same word. What do you think? Let's go with uncia. Uncia?
Fletcher.
I know. You have to explain it. We're depressed. Go on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got it.
It comes from uncia.
Well, I mean,
uncia, then an Italian.
Easier to hear. Yeah.
Uncia, which was then an Italian onza, and so that Z came from the medieval scribes shortening onza, which came from uncia.
But how did it become both inch and ounce?
Well, we mean.
Well, I have no idea right now.
But you mean, like, why did it get? Well, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean.
Well, isn't that where the word inch comes from too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did it also become ounce, which is a different measurement and also has nothing to do with 12?
Okay, well, the 1/12 of a pound, it's once, they're like two different measurements. I don't know much about measurements, but there's like Abbrs du poids measurements where it was 1/16, which equals 1/12 of a pound in the Troy system of weights.
Okay.
Now, I'm telling you that now.
Oh, God.
I don't know the Troy system. I don't know Abbrs du poids weight or whatever, but one was equivalent to the other. So 1/16 equals 1/12. And
okay. So
That
it was 1/12 of something at some point.
And then it switched over. Yeah.
Okay.
And then inch, of course, is 12th of a foot.
Right.
So that's right. But I saw that with Troy and average point. I really should have done more research, but I thought, like,
that's what
I don't care.
Yeah, no, you said thank you, Ross.
I know. I don't want to
you and I
know.
are
It's just
related.
like, yeah, it's one way of doing it. That's what they did. Let's be happy with it.
Yeah. I have a question though. Avoirdupois, wasn't that? I always recalled reading that referring to someone's butt and stuff when I was a kid.
Oh, because it's heavily weighted. I think it's because it's weighty.
Oh, is that it? Okay, because I remember that in British books they talk about like someone's avoirdupois,
Yeah.
Oh, and when I was a kid, I don't know, whatever, Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it because it's like a lot of weight there. So I'm looking at. But Kathy, I think I have that too. I do think of that in a sense of like being mean about weight. Like
no, I don't think when you said the Troy versus the avoirdupois, I was thinking like, what does someone's butt have to do with this?
Yeah, no. Well, yes, it does if someone has a big one, but I don't think because it also got me not to go over here, but the hanging part, like the pois part, is from hanging down. So let's leave this and go on to something else.
Well, we're going to do one more weight one, Ross, because we have it, which is LB.
Yes.
For
as
pounds.
Soon as you said weight, I thought,
why?
LB. Yeah.
We're doing it. Okay. So why LB? We're going to give you the easy part first. This is a 2-part question, Fletcher.
Okay, Latin.
What is it related to?
Oh, okay.
LB. We can give you a hint if you have no idea. LB. Pound.
You just want me to come up with it. No choices there. It's
we have
related
no choices here.
It's related to book. No, it's not related to book.
No.
I'll
give you a hint. It's an astrological sign.
Libra? Hey, that's wow. Okay.
Yes.
Scales then.
Libra for scale as in weighing. Okay.
That makes sense.
So we have Libra is the abbreviation. LB is the abbreviation of Libra, in effect. So thus pound. But what about the pound?
Actually, no, let's go back.
Come from?
Before we go there, let's go backwards a little bit. Now, why would it? Do you have any idea why it would be related to Libra, Fletcher? Let's just backtrack for 2 seconds, Kath.
Because scales measure weight?
Right. That's exactly it. Because the Latin word Libra means a balance or a pair of scales. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, now let's move on, Kath.
Okay, so where does pound come in here?
What are you?
Where
what are you
pound
asking?
Come from?
The word pound.
So we've got the word pound came from libra pondo, a pound by weight. Okay, that's where pound came from, the pondo.
Okay.
So the pound. Oh, Ross, we never finished this, did we?
No, keep talking.
I can talk till the night is young or old or something, you know me. So the pound came from the PIE word from spen, which means to stretch. Okay, that's where pound came from.
Okay.
But why? What does stretch have to do with pound and scales and weighing? We have no questions here. We have no possible answers. We're going to let you wing it. We're going to punt here, or ponda, as I might say. Do you have any idea why stretch might be the reason we have ponda, meaning pound, which was libra, which came to lib?
Oh, good God. Stretch. I don't know. Do you have any theory?
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
You have no theory.
I think Ross? It's just, I think stretching is being like weighty, hanging on to something is what I think. I think that's where it came from. That would be my guess.
Well, that's exactly where it came from.
Yeah.
We think that it was the weight of a thing measured by how much it stretched a cord.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
So you have the stretching there, and then you have the ponda, and then you have the libra pondo, which was pound by weight. So it's like something, the scale weighing the stretching thing that was attached to it, which actually is like those hanging weight things, like when you had, at butchers and stuff. So there you have LB. It's very roundabout.
It's also really interesting to me because earlier Fletcher guessed it's related to Liber book, which I think is a really reasonable feeling. I don't know why it is, but it sounds like it would be. And the words in Latin, Liber and Libra are completely unrelated to each other, which is really, I just looked it up on my Latin etymological dictionary. And Liber probably comes from a Sicilian coin. And then it was borrowed, we called a litra in Greek. And then it was borrowed into Latin. And then from there, it became, you guess you're weighing coins. Whereas book comes from a completely different source. I'm not quite sure where. But it's just so interesting how cognate, you think these words are related and they're completely unrelated, which is sort of interesting. Because Liber comes from basically, you think leaf, which would be like leaves of a page or whatever. I'm sorry, Kathy, you were going to say something?
I didn't realize, this is tangent again. I didn't realize that the symbol for the British pound is like the RX. It's the L with the slash through it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Yeah. Now I'm going to look around for all these lines through things. This is like opened my eyes to a new world. I had no idea.
I've got a Latin manuscript that is like mounded with lines through stuff. You can have it. I'm trying to read it right now. And it's horrible.
But that interested me. I didn't realize that there you go again with the L with the line through it. I just thought, again, it was a fancy symbol. I didn't realize there was a reason for that. I'm just always assuming people are gussying things up. They're not.
Okay, Fletcher, here's another email we got. And this was another one of those messy English messes. Let's put it that way. Okay, the email is from, I think, Rich in, I forget where, Kath, where was it? Seattle, okay. When discussing a mountain, why do we say only mount when it is placed in front of the name, but mountain if it is placed after the name? We answered, now that is a very good question. And our answer was, and that was a good way to delay the whole thing. It was like, we had no idea. So, I mean, it's when you think about
Rich.
it. So, Fletcher, just think about it for a second. It's true. I mean, Mount Everest. Yeah.
Yeah. Mount Everest escaped to which mountain?
Yes. Perfect. So why do we do it?
That was one of our examples to him, was which mountain.
Why do we do it? It sounds better. Mount something sounds very important, and something you wouldn't really like. Which mount? That sounds weird. Look, it just sounds better. Okay, sometimes that's enough. Tell me.
Well, they're pretty much what you said. I mean, mountain is a definition. You're talking about, like, that place is a mountain, so therefore it would become after it. Mount is like part of the name, basically. Mount Everest is a place called Mount Everest, which is the name of
It's a
Everest
mountain called Mount Everest.
Yes, exactly. That's about it.
It's just kind of like a title of the thing, right? And
that's all we can come up with, basically.
Oh, wow.
But the problem is there's no fixed rule, because we thought, okay, so mountain's usually part of a name. Mount is usually part of the name, and mountain's the definition. But then there are places with mountain as part of the name, like Mammoth Mountain, we found.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw in here. Sorry, go on, Kathy. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go on.
I was going to say, also, there's another place where you call Mount the place, like as in the Sermon on the Mount.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The Mount. Yeah.
Yeah. Not Sermon on the Mountain, even though it wasn't on the mountain anyway.
Yeah, maybe that's why, right?
Maybe good guess.
Yeah. Sermon on the Mountain, it would just be on a rock.
Yeah.
But you also have Peak, like Pike's Peak. You don't say Pike's Mount. No. Mount Pike.
Or do you say, nor do you say Peak Pike either. So. That would be
Peak
really
Pike?
bad.
No.
Yeah, no.
Peak Pike. Well, actually, Pike Peak without the apostrophe would be bad too. Pike Peak doesn't sound good. It sounds like a snack for chickens or something.
But the key thing here is
I don't know.
We have no way of knowing. So we're sorry, Rich, but all we can say is part of the name, and the other way is just what it is. So the one thing I am wondering about though is actually I just thought of something else. Under the sea, they always sort of flip me out. Seamounts. Have you heard of those?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They're kind of the top of extinct volcanoes, and they kind of rise out of the ocean. But they're underwater, and they're called seamounts. So
so they're not islands.
No.
Okay.
That always seems sort of freaky. You ever see those pictures of underwater, all these like things deep under the water, and then dropping down? I never
liked underwater. Yeah, I always get worried about underwater stuff, so I don't look at the pictures. I really don't. It's just like it's under there. It's okay.
But interesting. But seamount is also a word too. So we do use mountain in some ways mount in some ways as a mountain too, but not that much.
Which one is older? I'm looking. Okay, so mountain is from about 1200 in English, from the Vulgar Latin.
Mons, which would be
both mountain and mount come from the same. I would assume, of course. Yeah. But it doesn't seem like mount is really used often other than as the place of a name, unless you're being poetic.
No, it doesn't. Although, interestingly enough, mountain was used for a fairly low elevation, if it was prominent, they said, too. Which is interesting. In Sussex Downs or whatever, or the hills around Paris, you'd call them also mountains. You call them
mountains?
That's what they said. Yeah, I didn't know that. The term mountain is very loosely used. It commonly means any unusual elevation. In the New York City, in central New York and New England, elevations from 1,000 to 2,000 feet are called hills. But on the plains of Texas, a hill of a few hundred feet is called a mountain, according to elementary geology.
So it's all relative.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So see, we're not only learning English, we're learning geology.
Yeah,
topography.
Geography. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
So it's all very relative. So a hill in the Himalayas would be a mountain in Texas.
Well, they do call hills in the Himalayas. They do call them hills. You're right. That would be hill country.
Yeah.
Would be lower foothill. We say foothills actually, but they'd be mountains in Texas. Yeah. Well, everything is relative in English and in all languages to some degree or another, and here we have one. But we would never call any of them.
Rich. You would never call any of them what, Ross?
Oh, mounts. Apparently,
that's true. Yeah.
Except for the Sermon on the Mount.
Unless you had a horse.
But the Sermon on the Mount was the Sermon on
riding.
Yeah, but the Sermon on the Mount was ready. Oh, that's good, Kat. Yeah. But the Sermon on the Mount is the Sermon on a hill. Mm-hmm. So, and then here we have Mount.
The Mount.
And here we have Mount. And in late Old English, a mount was a lofty hill. Well, whatever. We don't know. That's it. We're done.
Rich, don't write back. No, I'm just kidding.
See what you've done. See what you've done, Rich.
Yeah.
You're Saying It Wrong is part of the NPR network and is produced in the studios of KMUW in Wichita, Kansas by me, Fletcher Powell. Kathy Petrus records from her home in Armia, Spain, Ross Petrus from his home in Toronto, Ontario in Canada. Torrent Anderson composed our theme music, and our digital team is Beth Golay and Carly Cooper. You can find all of our past episodes by subscribing to the You're Saying It Wrong podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or by visiting us at kmuw.org. If you have a question for Kathy and Ross, if you'd like to suggest a topic, or you just want to reach out, you can email me at powell@kmuw.org or email them at kandrpetrus@gmail.com. You can also email us a voice memo of you asking your question. You might get your voice heard on air. If you'd like to do the same thing by downloading the KMUW app, you can do that and just click the Talk to Us button. You can find all of Kathy and Ross's books pretty much anywhere you get books, and a handful of them are also available on audiobook read by the authors themselves. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week.